Hello, everybody. My name is Jacob. I like sports, and welcome to another edition of JK Sports. And today we're going to be talking about the Miami Heat going 1-up on the Milwaukee Bucks, as well as two Game 7s that we're going to be having tonight and then tomorrow night. But first, like I said, we're going to talk about those Miami Heat going up 1-up on the Milwaukee Bucks. Jimmy Butler had a really nice night. You don't often see Jimmy Butler taking and making as many jump shots as he made yesterday, finishing the game with 40 points. As well as he had Goran Dragic continuing his consistent performances, scoring 27 points. And it doesn't hurt that we limited Giannis to only 18 points. It was a really impressive game from, I don't want to say quite from start to finish, but from the second quarter on, it was a very impressive game. The first quarter, we allowed 40 points. I wasn't feeling too confident. We were down by 10, I believe, at the time. However, after allowing those 40 points in the first quarter, the remainder of the game, we only allowed 64 points. That's a stark difference in averages between 40 points and something around 20 points a quarter. While we had held Giannis to 18, Chris Middleton had 28, and Brook Lopez, I think it is, had 24 points. One of those Lopez brothers, I forget which is which. We played really nice defense on Giannis. We did a similar thing that the Toronto Raptors did last season when they went down 2-0 and then the remainder 4 games swept them, which would be anytime Giannis gets the ball, or primarily when Giannis gets the ball around the three-point arc, you bring what I like to refer as a soft double team, where the closest side defender just cheats a little forward, and as soon as Giannis makes his first move, comes forward, the second defender, and commits to the full double team. And that really helps, and that limited him to his 18 points, I believe only shooting 12 baskets. His strongest weapon, as everybody I'm sure is aware, is the fact that he can drive to the basket and reach over everybody. He's 7 feet tall. On top of that, his wingspan is even more than that. I don't remember the exact amount. However, he's a very long, athletic, quick guy. He can get past defenders and then score at the rim with ease. So if you're able to stop or at least slow him down on the way to the basket, you're gonna force him to kick, which he did. He kicked out to, Brook Lopez was hitting his threes, Chris Middleton hitting shots most of the game. However, those are points that we can live with. If we can live with Giannis being the third highest scorer on a team, I feel very confident with us going forward in the series. I feel very confident because he is their team, essentially. I've talked in videos past how I'm not too confident in the Milwaukee Bucks going forward. Giannis, don't have much questions on until you double him like this. However, is it somebody like Brook Lopez going to be able to step up? Somebody like Chris Middleton going to be able to consistently hit baskets as well as hit his shots in the fourth quarter? And so far, I haven't seen that enough to be able to say that I think they can do it. But if we can continue to hold Giannis to around 18 to 25 points and not worry about Middleton and Lopez as much, that is a recipe for success. And that's a recipe I think we can continue to use to go forward in this series. Now, of course, it is out of 7, of course. First to 4 wins it. So can't get too excited over one game. We saw last round with the Portland Trailblazers going up 1-0, Orlando Magic going up 1-0, and then promptly being swept the remainder of the series. So we can't let our foot off the pedal. We're going to need Jimmy Butler to continue to perform both offensively, defensively. A stat that I was really happy to see last night was the fact that we out-rebounded them. Now, the Bucks are a very tall team. That's my main question. If the matchup were to be a conference final of the Boston Celtics and the Bucks, while I love the Celtics, I love how they play, they're not very tall. So for a team like Miami, who our starting center is, I believe, 6'10", and at times we don't have somebody on the court that's over 6'7", to out-rebound the Bucks 46-34, I was really impressed by that. That shows tenacity, that shows aggression both on the defensive side of things, holding Giannis those 18 points, and then collecting those missed shots. That's important to getting the win. We shot 38% from 3, which is around what we usually look at, a little bit better than what we usually look at. So you got to continue to make threes, continue to stop Giannis from driving to the paint, getting easy buckets, continue to hit the boards, and I think we have a strong chance of winning this series. I don't want to say yet that I think we will. However, if we continue what we showed in Game 1, that's a recipe for success. Now going to our 2 Game 7s, one being tonight and then the next one tomorrow night. I'm going to start with the game 7 that will be taking place tonight of the Jazz and the Nuggets. And what a series. What a series that has been. In my previous video, when I was predicting all the series, I said this would be a sweep. I said the Nuggets would sweep the Jazz. Well, I'm glad I'm wrong. I am perfectly happy with being wrong about this one. The Nuggets Jazz series has been one of the best first round series I think I've ever watched. Now, 4 versus 5 generally is the closest. However, they're the 4th and 5th seed for a reason. They're not the best teams in their conference, which sometimes leads to close games. However, not necessarily entertaining games. However, every single game this series so far, both teams have scored over 105 points, except one time when the Nuggets got blown out 124 to 87. It's been a high scoring, intense series with a lot of emotion. And they're both very similar teams. They're both young. They both have young superstar guards with Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray, both of which have scored over 50 points twice now. Donovan Mitchell scoring 57 points and 51 points, and then Jamal Murray also having those two 50-point games, which had only been seen a couple times in NBA history where somebody scored 50 points scored at least 50 points twice in a series. That's only happened, I think, 2 or 3 times. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, somebody else did it. Only happened 2 or 3 times previously, and we have 2 players in this series who has 2 games of at least 50 points. It's been incredible. So much heart, so much talent, and I had doubts about the Nuggets. I had doubts about the Jazz, both of which I've seen. However, I've also been impressed by both teams, if I can get my words out correctly. My biggest issue with the Nuggets was that they have a lot of promise. They look good. They're so skilled. They're so talented. They can't play much defense, but they have a lot of talent. They have a lot of scoring. However, they always seem to disappoint us. And I was expecting that to be the analysis of the series once they went down 3-1 to the Jazz. The Jazz missing Bogdanovich. They missed Mike Conley for a game. And the Jazz were looking incredible. Going up the series 3-1, Donovan Mitchell had those 2 50-point outings. I was really thinking, like, it's just the Nuggets again. This is what they do. But then they won the previous 2 games, pushed it to game 7. And I like Denver. I like how they're playing. I like Jamal Murray's dog in him. Jamal Murray has heart. You saw that in his press conference, him being lost for words for both because of his play and, of course, the atrocities that have been going around America. It is clear that you can see in the players that they're tired from the bubble and they're tired of seeing things go on in the real world, and they can't help as much as they would like to. You can see the frustration in their hearts and their eyes and the way they speak. It's really amazing to see that passion for cares about the real world. And in Jamal Murray's post-game interview after Game 6, he was lost for words. I can't imagine what these guys are thinking. They have to go out and play while also at the same time trying to figure out how they can tie their games, tie their messages back to something that's more important. Of course, Jamal Murray having Breonna Taylor and George Floyd on his shoes, an amazing touch, amazing thing to see. But you can see the stress that are being put on both teams, and I really feel bad for whoever has to lose this Game 7. I really hope it's a close, entertaining, fighting game. If this game went to overtime, if this game went to overtime, I would be ecstatic. However, eventually there does have to be a winner, and I think that winner is going to be the Denver Nuggets. They have more skill. They have more offensive prowess. I think that the Jazz, even though they went up 3-1, even though they looked really impressive, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert have all looked really impressive. I think they're coming up just a little bit short and will be sent packing to the Denver Nuggets. Which brings us to our last Game 7. A Game 7 that I did predict in my my last week video covering all of the first round series, that being Houston Rockets versus Oklahoma City Thunder. And Oklahoma City Thunder continue to do what they've done week in, week out, being the underdogs that don't want to give up. They have fight. They have heart. They have a leader in Chris Paul, who's both a leader in the community, as I previously stated with Jamal Murray. He's the president of the Players Association. He has to have that burden of hearing all the players, hearing the wants and desires, thinking, should we play? Should we not play? Him, LeBron James, other older high members of the league had to come together, make this decision whether to continue to play, and ultimately they did decide to play. And then Chris Paul had to go and play a game. LeBron James series was essentially over with. 3 up on the Blazers, no Damian Lillard. He didn't have to worry as much. Meanwhile, Chris Paul is in a heated series, down 3-2, and they pulled it off. Down by 6 points with 3 minutes left to go. Came back to win the game. I love watching Oklahoma City play, and I did initially predict them to win in the 7 games. However, all good things come to an end, and I'm going to predict that Houston ends up winning tomorrow night. And as much as I don't like Houston, as much as I think they're inefficient, as much as I don't like the dynamic of Russell Westbrook and James Harden, they're more talented. Series get stretched to 7 games. Sometimes that talent is what's going to prevail, and I think it is going to come down to Houston winning and then playing. I believe Houston against the Lakers will be a tasty series. So, with that being said, I am going to say Houston winning in 7 games. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts about the Miami Heat going up 1-0? Is this going to be a sign for things to come? Do you think we have a solid shot at beating the Bucks? How about the game tonight? Jazz, Nuggets, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray. How's that going to go? And as well as the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Please get down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how much you've been enjoying these playoffs. I really hope that everybody's been enjoying these playoffs as much as me. It's been an incredible time to see sports back, to see the players as strong as they are with their political and just human being beliefs. I love to see this from the players. I love to see them using their platform for good. So thank you all very much for watching. As I previously stated, get down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Please subscribe. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.